about today's activities. Then we'll open it up for questions. We'd like to ask you that you please direct your question to the appropriate individual. We'll start with Mr. Jackson.
Today's been a wonderful day, not only for myself, but my family, all my friends, and for these two guys also. It is a great thing to have a statue erected of you and in honor of what we've done. We say earlier that it couldn't have happened without the help of our teammates. It couldn't have happened without the strength and guidance of our coaches. And today is the day for everybody, for the Auburn family to enjoy this afternoon. Being at the unveiling of the statues down to the last minute of the 80-day game. This will be my first 80-day game in a long time, over 20-something years. So I'm looking forward to it. Brings back old memories. Wouldn't want to get out there and play though. Today's wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Mr. Sullivan.
Well, of course, pardon my voice, number one, I've strained it. But, you know, Bo kind of touched on all the highlights that I'm sure all of us are feeling today. I know there's some that, you know, that I feel. I mentioned a couple of times early, two people that are not here that meant an awful lot to me, and I'm sure I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. One is my dad, and the other one is Coach Jordan. But as I've always said, and these two young gentlemen have said, you know, we wouldn't have done it or been part of this without our teammates, our coaches, and the support that the Auburn people have given. You know, back when I won it, it was a little bit different, and you know and when I say that, the whole state, I think, took such pride in it, as well as the university, as well as the conference, and it was something that was really appreciated. And I just appreciate everything that was said, as I mentioned in the when I won the award. Philip's dad, I think, was up there. That I'm sure there was more people that probably deserved it more than me, but from the bottom of my heart, none would appreciate it anymore. And the same goes with this statue. There may be others that deserve it more, but from the bottom of my heart, none will appreciate it anymore. And not only was I able to share with my teammates and share with my coaches, now my family, my kids, my grandkids were there, and that made it special.
Mr. Newton.
I'm going to be very brief, but I mean, I think everything that was said has been said, and I just want to piggyback off that. And I'm just so flattered to, you know, just being in the presence of greatness. You know, Mr. Pat and Mr. Bo. I mean, that name around here rings bells, and that's an understatement to a degree. So, you know, just for me to have this opportunity to be sitting next to these guys on, you know, a celebration today is, you know, unbelievable. And like I said once before, you know, I'm very appreciative of the statues and what we, as my team in 2010, the Auburn Tigers, have accomplished. But you know, this is something that I feel like it hits me right now, but it's going to hit me even have a more impact on, you know, when I no longer can play football anymore. I'm very appreciative of the support that I've been getting from so many different people in Alabama, and you know, I can call Auburn home because I will always have a warmth in my heart to, you know, be able to give back to Auburn.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions.
Cam, 2 years ago, you played this game, this 8-day game. Did you ever think 2 years later this would be going on?
That is, this, man. I mean, God works in mysterious ways, man, honestly. And you know, here I was, you know, 2 years from now, it was a lot of anticipation that was going into this game, and you know, you get. I mean, it's in the creed. You know, you see what hard work gets you. You know, I just listened to coaching. You know, believed in what they were coaching. You know, had a lot of faith in my talents, and also, you know, the guys that was playing next to me. I mean, let's be quite frankly about it. As they have already said, you know, none of this would have been possible without a major key support cast via coaching, via, you know, players, teammates, or, you know, family members. So they played an intricate role in, you know, success.
Now isn't the time to debate which guy's best, but do you guys ever needle each other about who's the better player?
I think,
To be honest with you, the best athlete to ever come out of Auburn University is Charles Barkley.
but
Mike, I can answer that on my end. As far as athleticism is concerned, I wasn't in these two guys' class. You know, what they've done, things and feats I've seen Bo do, not only football-wise, but, you know, baseball. I'll tell you one story, and I think it's my favorite Bo Biacco story, is I was doing the radio when Bo was a sophomore, and we're down in Janesville, Florida, going to play Florida, and we're on Friday, and I'm on the minus 40-yard line, standing there talking to Coach Stein, a couple other players. You know, everybody just sweats, throwing the ball, trying to see how far they can throw it. You've all seen that. Bo walks up, hadn't gotten loose or anything. And somebody, Pat Washington or somebody said, let's see how far you can throw it. Nah, man, I ain't messing with you going. Finally, they egged him on. Bo hadn't warmed up. Cam, here's the quarterback. Bo took one step from the minus 40, threw it through the uprights, about 10 rows up in the upper deck in the end zone. That's the dangest feat I've ever seen. They're talking about breaking the back. I knew right then I didn't want to get none of that.
well, my story won't be that long. It's simple as it could be. You just go on the side of the stadium, whoever's pitch is bigger, that's who's supposed to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cam, as soon as somebody else wins it, his is gone with us.
Exactly. I'm like, don't be surprised you see me with some scissors cutting half of it.
No more questions? Thank you.
How much winning the Heisman Trophy? This is to any one of you. You addressed it some today, Pat, but just what it means beyond just winning an award.
Man, it just gives me goosebumps. I mean, just saying it is one thing. I mean, honest to God, man. And, you know, I keep my trophy in Atlanta. And, you know, along with the other trophies. And it's kind of like a shrine. I mean, it is. But, you know, when you walk into whatever room that trophy's in, it just stands out. You know, one, it is the Heisman Trophy. But, you know, two, it's just like, man, what I did in past tense, what I did was something that everyone can't say they had the opportunity to have. I mean, everybody can say they were good at something. They can, you know, rah-rah. But the proof is in the pudding when you have a trophy of that magnitude. And I mean, like I took Shane, you know, my assistant, you know, to Atlanta, and honest, it was like, man, like I said, I really won that award. And every time I see this Aflac commercial with the guy with, you know, with the Heisman commercial, is unbelievable because I asked myself, like, I really won that award. I mean, I know I keep going back and forth, folks. It's an unbelievable feeling to set your eyes on not only just the trophy in itself, but to see your name and your university that you represented on that panel.
Phil, I'll address it. I think, and this is having carried the banner for a while. I remember John Ott making the remark, I said it earlier, that it would mark you for the rest of your life. And he said you have a certain responsibility to ones that have gone before you and the ones that will come after you, to live your life in accordance with the integrity of it. Didn't really understand what that was at that time. But I think as things have gone on, you are marked. From that day forward, wherever I went, I was always known as former Heisman Trophy winner. Same way these two young gentlemen. Same way as Steve Spurrier or Steve Owens or whomever. Mark King. I think there are so many negative things that are being put out that we see that I think it is so important, as visible as this award is, for somebody to represent it in the class manner that it should be. And it is not me. It's not Bo, as he said, and it's not Ken, as he said. It is more. It is your teammates, it is your family, it is your university. Back when I won it, it was the whole state, the conference. Everyone took pride in it. And it wasn't, you know, trying to outdo the other. It was something that was taking pride in. And hopefully that's the way it will continue to be in the Heisman world. Let it get commercialized.
There's only been about, it's a unique club. It's a unique club. It's how many winners? There's only been 76? There's only been 76 of these trophies handed out over the years, and we have 3 of them. And it's almost like, wow. It's almost like finding like a rare coin that don't exist anymore, and you come across 3. And we have 3 right here in Auburn. Of course, they have our names on them, like they said, but everybody, at the time that we won the trophy, everybody had a small part in us receiving those awards. Every offensive player in the country has said, wow, I would love to win a Heisman Trophy one day. I would love to win one. And at the end of the year, one person do. And when you do that, I can speak for all 3 of us, it's so surreal to sit there and listen to the announcer and say, and the 19 so-and-so winner of the whatever number of years, Heisman Trophy winner, from. After he says from, everybody holds their breath. And it's the longest 1.5 seconds of my life. And from Auburn University. And you're like, let's go home and go to bed now. Let's go home and go to bed. Because I have never celebrated on Toomer's Corner. Never. Never been. I don't even know how to start to throw a roll of toilet paper. Because we were always either here, getting dressed, showered, talking to you guys, or back at the dorm. Even on the night that we won our Heismans, the fans rolled in Toomer's Corner. It's a family thing, and it's a tradition that I hope will be with this university for a long, long time. I hope we can have a whole lot more young gentlemen sitting up here like we are, that have worked their butts off with their teammates to get here. Because I can tell you what, it's a long road, but once you get here, once you get to the top of this mountain, you know that you and your teammates and your coaches have accomplished something big. Thank you.
One other comment on what I have to say, because I think it's important. I mentioned setting a role model. I think these two guys that I'm sitting up here with, all you got to do is look at what Bo's doing right this coming week for Alabama, the way that he and Linda have raised their family. As I've gotten what little to know Cam and his family, and all the good things that he's done going to the schools and helping kids and being role models, that gives me an awful lot. And that says it all.
Bo, just kind of switching gears a little bit, the anniversary of the April 27th tornadoes is coming up. Just kind of talk about your initiative, Bikes Bama, to help raise money for those victims that were affected.
Bikes Bama, I came up with this idea the end of last summer. Talked to my wife about it. She thought I'd lost my mind. Like she do when I tell about any harebrained scheme that I'm coming with, but she softened up and gave me the green light. And the first thing that I did was I contacted people and companies that I do business with first. And I contacted Nike. Nike got on board with it. I called a good buddy of mine. I called Lance Armstrong out of Austin, Texas, since he probably knows more about bicycles. Like we know the Heisman, he knows bicycles and riding, and so I called him, and he and his company CSC, which is Capital Sports Entertainment, they came on board. Lance people introduced me to the company that builds his race bikes, track bicycles. Went to Waterloo, Wisconsin, sat down and talked with the owner, and the owner jumped in with both feet and said, we will supply you with bicycles and everything that you need. We'll help out with the logistics and so forth and so on. From there, last fall, I don't know if it was the South Carolina or the Georgia game, right afterwards, I went to Montgomery and met with the governor and talked to the governor about what I wanted to do, and the governor jumped on board 100%. Anything that I can do, Bo, to help you with this, just let me know and we will make it happen. Alabama, I am an Alabamian. I live in Illinois, but this is home for me. I've always said that I am my brother's and my sister's keeper, and I mean that. A year ago, April 27th was a devastating day for the state. We lost almost 300 people in a devastating storm. It just happens. You can't control nature. You can't bottle nature. And I figured that a good way to honor those Alabamians that lost their lives and at the same time raise money for the awareness of tornadoes. A good thing to do was get on my bike and ride across the state to raise money. And that's where the Bikes Bama came from. We have a lot of companies that have come on board. I have a lot of friends that are going to come and ride with me on any given day.